right, so the 2025 Grammys. A lot to talk about. So much incredible music. But for me, it's Kendrick Lamar's night. Really. I mean, we got to go deep on those wins, especially for Not Like Us. The song that even, beat out a new Beatles track.
Wow.
5 awards for Lamar, tied for the most wins of the night. I mean, that's got to be significant.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, it's not even just the number of awards, it's which categories he won in.
Right.
Like, think about it. Song of the Year, Record of the Year, Best Rap Song, Best Rap Performance, and Best Music Video, all for Not Like Us.
For one song.
It's almost unheard of at the Grammys, that kind of sweep. It shows you not just Lamar's talent, but how much his music is resonating.
With the whole culture, yeah.
Exactly. It's a cultural moment.
And, Not Like Us is, well, a diss track, right?
Yeah.
Aimed at Drake.
Yeah.
Does that add another layer to it? Or I don't know, maybe the controversy helped get attention from Grammy voters?
It's tough to say for sure, but rivalry definitely gets people talking. All that buzz around the feud, it might have put the song on more people's radar.
Right.
But let's be real. Not Like Us is a seriously strong piece of music on its own.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
The Grammys aren't just about, what's popular. It's about artistic merit, And that song, it's got it.
You're right. It's not just a catchy tune. There's real depth there. But speaking of huge names, he beat out some serious competition for Record of the Year.
Yeah.
The Beatles, Beyoncé, Billie Eilish, Taylor Swift. That's got to mean something about where Lamar stands in the music world right now.
Oh, absolutely. It puts him right at the forefront. To be recognized on that level, going up against legends like that,
wow.
It really solidifies Lamar as the defining artist of this era.
Of this generation, almost.
Yeah, and his music, it crosses over genres, it connects with critics and fans. That's a wide appeal that very few artists achieve.
It's pretty amazing to see.
It is.
It feels like we're seeing music history happen right in front of us.
I'd say so.
But it wasn't just Lamar making headlines. Beyoncé winning Best Country Album. That was a surprise to me.
Yeah, big surprise.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, and it's a really significant win, She's the first Black woman to win in that category since Lauryn Hill back in '99.
Wow, it's been that long.
Over 2 decades.
Amazing.
Beyoncé, I mean, we know she crosses genres all the time, but this win, it feels like a statement, not just about her talent,
right,
but about maybe opening doors for more artists who challenge those traditional boundaries of country music.
Yeah, like what country music can be.
Exactly.
That's such a good point. And speaking of pushing boundaries, Doechii winning Best Rap Album, that makes her only the 3rd woman rapper ever to win in that category.
That's huge.
What do you think that says about the state of hip-hop right now?
I think it shows hip-hop is changing, evolving. Doechii, along with artists like Cardi B, they're breaking down barriers and paving the way for more recognition for women in a genre that's, historically been very male-dominated.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a shift, not just in who's making the music, but hopefully in who gets celebrated for it,
So we've got Kendrick Lamar dominating, Beyoncé breaking new ground, Doechii signaling like a wave of change in hip-hop.
Yeah.
It's a lot to process, a lot to unpack.
Definitely.
But we can't forget all the other winners who, they add to the richness of this year's Grammys.
Oh, totally.
We had Charli XCX with 3 awards, including Best Dance Electronic Album, Chappell Roan for Best New Artist, and then Sierra Farrell having a phenomenal night at the premiere ceremony with 4 wins.
Yeah, it's clear this year's Grammys showcased a lot of diverse talent across all genres and backgrounds.
And experience levels even.
Absolutely. It's a real snapshot of the vibrancy of music right now.
For sure. So much to explore, so much to discover. But before we do all that, I want to zero in on Kendrick Lamar's achievements. 5 awards.
Wow.
That's huge, especially when you think about all the years of dedication and hard work he's put into his craft.
Oh, absolutely. This wasn't an overnight success. Lamar's journey, it's been marked by this, relentless pursuit of artistic excellence. He's always pushing those boundaries, challenging expectations, sparking conversations through his music.
Okay, so let's rewind a bit. For those who maybe aren't as familiar, can you give us some context on his journey? Where did it all begin?
I mean, you got to go way back. His teenage years, rapping its K-Dot, releasing mixtapes,
Right.
getting attention in hip-hop circles. But it was 2012, Good Kid, M.A.A.d. City, that really changed things.
Good Kid, M.A.A.d. City, such a classic album.
It was like a breath of fresh air for hip-hop back then.
Sure.
You know, a coming-of-age story set in Compton, but it went so much deeper than the usual tropes.
Right.
Lamar's storytelling, so vivid, the lyrics were complex,
Yeah.
and the production, it had this almost cinematic quality.
I remember that.
It was a hit with the critics and commercially too, earned him those first Grammy nominations.
And that was just the start, really. From there, he kept evolving with each album, pushing his artistry even further.
Exactly, never standing still. Then 2015, To Pimp a Butterfly, that was like a sonic earthquake.
Oh, yeah.
Jazz influences, politically charged, incredibly ambitious.
So ambitious.
It was like he was redefining what a hip-hop album could be.
It was like nothing I'd ever heard before. I remember being blown away by it. And it sparked so many important conversations about race, identity, social justice.
Absolutely.
It's a real cultural moment.
And the Grammys, they recognized how important it was. To Pimp a Butterfly won 5 Grammys that year, including his first for Best Rap Album.
Wow.
But even bigger than that, it earned him a Pulitzer Prize for music.
A Pulitzer. For a hip-hop album.
Unheard of at the time.
That's insane. A total game changer. Recognizing hip-hop alongside, all these other prestigious musical genres.
Yeah, it really elevated the genre.
Elevated, legitimized it.
Totally. And then came Damn in 2017.
Damn.
Yeah.
Another amazing album.
More introspective, delving into faith, doubt, purpose, that kind of thing.
Personal stuff.
Yeah, more personal. Musically, a bit more stripped back compared to Pimp a Butterfly.
Right.
But still so impactful.
And it won him even more Grammys, including Album of the Year.
Yeah.
It's amazing looking back at his career. It's like every single project he challenges himself and the listener to.
He's never been one to just repeat what worked before.
Yeah.
Always got to explore new territory, new chapters in his artistry.
And with each step, more critical acclaim, solidifying his place as the most important voice in music today.
I don't think that's an exaggeration.
And now here we are with Not Like Us and these latest Grammy wins. It does feel like a culmination of all those years, the dedication, the innovation.
Yeah, the constant growth.
And it really speaks to his ability to connect with people on a deep level.
Oh, for sure. His music, it's not just entertainment, it makes you think.
Right.
It hits you emotionally, and it's culturally significant, too.
It reflects our times, makes us think differently.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about how Lamar's impact goes way beyond music. He's a cultural icon, a voice for his generation, a leader. But I want to come back to the Grammys for a second.
Yeah, what about them?
You said it's really rare for a song to win in so many categories like Not Like Us did.
Right, it is.
Has anyone else done that recently? Achieved this level of, Grammy domination?
That's a good question. It's pretty uncommon for one song to sweep those major categories like that.
So what is it then? Is it just the song itself?
Yeah.
Like the quality of Not Like Us? Or is there something more going on?
I think it's a mix of things. Not Like Us is no doubt a powerful track, musically, lyrically. But I also think you can't ignore the timing, the cultural moment surrounding it. It came out when everyone was talking about those artistic rivalries, social justice, the future of hip-hop.
You're right, it was perfect scoring.
It tapped into the zeitgeist, Captured the energy, the anxieties of that moment.
Totally. But we can't forget the other artists who made history at these Grammys. Beyoncé winning in the country category? That's a big deal.
Huge.
And Doechii's win for Best Rap Album? That signals a potential shift in hip-hop, More space for women.
Absolutely. Those wins show how music is changing, how the Grammys are evolving too.
So, yeah, Kendrick Lamar's wins are incredibly significant, but they're part of this bigger conversation about music evolving, representation, artists pushing boundaries,
All connected.
challenging the status quo.
That's what makes these awards so fascinating, They're not just about who won what.
Right.
They're a reflection of culture, of where music is at right now.
It's like we're witnessing a turning point.
I think we are.
But before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's dive a bit deeper into Beyoncé's win.
Okay.
What were some of the key factors that contributed to her success in the country category?
Well, her album Renaissance, it was just this genre-bending masterpiece.
Oh, yeah.
Country, pop, R&B, even disco, all blended seamlessly.
Such a unique sound.
It was bold, defied categorization, and it connected with so many different listeners.
And it wasn't just the music, right? There was all this buzz around Beyoncé going into country, a genre that's traditionally been, pretty white.
You're right. It sparked important discussions about race, representation, what country music is allowed to be. Some critics, they were saying her album wasn't true country.
Oh, come on.
But the Grammy voters, they saw past that. They recognized the artistry, the innovation she brought.
And let's be real, she's Beyoncé.
Right, she's a global icon.
Huge fan base, cultural influence like nobody else that had to play a role.
Of course, her star power didn't hurt. But at the end of the day, it was the music that won them over. Renaissance, it was a critical and commercial success. It deserved this win.
Definitely a historic moment.
Yeah.
Opens up so many possibilities for artists who aren't afraid to cross genres, defy expectations.
That's what we like to see.
What about Doechii then? Her win for Best Rap Album, that's equally significant, right?
Absolutely. Doechii represents a new generation of hip-hop artists, breaking down barriers, changing what it means to be a rapper. Her music is experimental, innovative, unapologetically feminist.
I love how she blends trap, R&B, even experimental electronic music. It's amazing.
So unique.
And her lyrics, just as powerful as the music. Gender equality, mental health, self-love. She tackles it all.
With honesty and vulnerability, too.
It's refreshing. A female rapper who can be fierce and introspective.
Yeah, she's the whole package. And her win shows that people are finally recognizing what women are bringing to hip-hop.
It's been a long time coming.
Way too long.
For too long. It's been all about the men. And now, artists like Doechii are breaking through, claiming their rightful place.
And it's about time. It shows how hip-hop is changing, the demand for more diversity, more representation in music.
Hopefully it inspires even more young women to get into rapping, producing.
That would be amazing to see.
So we've explored Kendrick Lamar's Grammy journey, Beyoncé's groundbreaking win in country, and Doechii's rise in hip-hop.
Yeah, a lot to cover.
This deep dive has been incredible. So many insights and surprises.
It really has.
Makes you think, what does the future hold for these artists? For music in general?
That's the big question, isn't it? And I think we're just seeing the beginning of what's possible. With artists like Lamar, Beyoncé, Doechii leading the way, the future of music is bright.
It's inspiring.
It is.
And it's exciting to think about, what new sounds, perspectives, stories are out there waiting to be heard.
There's so much potential.
Well, before we wrap up, let's give a shout out to some other artists who made an impact at the Grammys. Charli XCX, for example.
Oh, yeah. She had a great night.
3 awards, including Best Dance Electronic Album.
That's awesome.
Her music is like this blend of pop, experimental, electronic, hyperpop.
And she's got a massive following worldwide.
Yeah, she's huge.
Her win shows how popular electronic music is becoming, how it crosses cultural boundaries.
It's a global phenomenon.
And we can't forget Chappell Roan. She won Best New Artist.
Yeah, she's one to watch.
Her music is this cool mix of indie pop, folk, country.
She's definitely on the rise.
And then there's Sierra Farrell. 4 awards at the premiere ceremony, including Best Americana Album.
Wow, that's amazing.
Her music, it's like folk, country, and gypsy jazz all rolled into one.
And she's known for being an incredible live performer.
Oh yeah, captivating stage presence, powerful vocals.
These artists, they represent how diverse and vibrant music is right now.
They do.
And their wins remind us there's so much talent out there waiting to be discovered.
So much.
The Grammys, they're just one way of recognizing achievement. There are so many other musicians, creators doing amazing things.
Absolutely. That's what makes doing these deep dives so rewarding. It's not just about the winners.
Yeah.
It's about exploring music, discovering new artists, new sounds that we might have missed otherwise.
It's about broadening our horizons, appreciating what music can do.
It connects us, inspires us, challenges how we see the world.
It really does. It really does feel like music is at a crossroads. So many genres blending, artists breaking out of those boxes they were put in, and it's all happening globally thanks to the internet,
I think that's a really great point. This year's Grammys, they really do feel like a microcosm of that whole shift. We saw those genre lines blur, artists experimenting with sounds, historic wins that challenge what we thought certain genres should be.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even just the music itself, it's about who's making it, who's getting recognized,
Yeah.
Like Beyoncé winning in the country category, that's a massive step for representation.
Absolutely. Her win, along with Doechii's in rap, shows the Grammys are becoming more inclusive. They're recognizing artists from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
It's progress, and hopefully it leads to even more diversity in the years to come.
It's inspiring to see how these artists use their platforms to challenge norms, advocate for change, but even beyond that social impact, the music itself is so exciting.
Oh, it is.
We're hearing these new combinations of sounds, new stories, and it feels like there are no limits to what's possible.
It's a really dynamic time to be a music fan, that's for sure. And with technology changing so fast, who knows what's next?
Yeah.
I mean, we could see entirely new genres pop up, new ways of creating and experiencing music.
It's hard to even imagine.
It is. It's hard to predict. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be exciting to watch it all unfold.
Thinking back on everything we talked about today, Kendrick Lamar's journey, the wins for Beyoncé and Doechii, it strikes me that the Grammys are more than just an awards show.
I agree. They're a reflection of culture, a snapshot of where music is at this moment in time.
Yeah, and they spark these conversations, introduce us to new artists, make us think differently about music.
Exactly. And while we've focused on some of the biggest names, the biggest moments, we can't forget there's so much incredible music out there just waiting to be discovered.
That's what's so great about music. It's an endless journey of exploration.
It really is.
So to everyone listening, we encourage you, go beyond the headlines. Dig a little deeper. Find the sounds that resonate with you.
Don't be afraid to explore different genres. Listen to artists from all different backgrounds, Just expand your musical horizons.
Because ultimately, the best music is the music that moves you, inspires you, makes you feel alive.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And who knows, maybe you'll be the one to discover the next Kendrick Lamar, the next Beyoncé, the next Doechii.
But that's the dream, right?
Well, on that note, we're going to wrap up this deep dive into the 2025 Grammys. Hope you enjoyed the journey as much as we did.
I know I did.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep listening, and keep the music playing.
Cheers to that.